Eminem's new $100 million mansion. How can somebody be so rich that they end up owning a $100 million mansion? Is there a gold mine that we need to dig for? Or a golden sparrow that we need to find and catch? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Do what Eminem did. This man is the epitome of art and class, and he knows what he's doing. He's built his empire all by himself and did all he could to get himself where he is today, which is a world-class rapper and a millionaire. I don't think I need to introduce Eminem because the world knows that he's the fastest rapper and singer alive today. At the age of 48, Eminem has made it to a whopping net worth of $230 million, and this figure seems to keep multiplying each year. Even though people claim that his career is dying, well, I don't see that happening. Since he has all the fortune one could ask for, he also has one of the most luxurious and expensive mansions in all of the US. Keep watching to find out more about this extravagant mansion. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and while you're at it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because you'll love what's coming up. Eminem has always had his heart in Detroit, even though that's not his birthplace. He was born in Missouri, but Detroit is where he spent his time during most of his career. The city's where he got his big break and from where his inspiration comes. And that's pretty much the reason why he purchased this expansive mansion in the Rochester Hill area of Detroit. He had been the owner of this mansion for over 14 years until only recently when he put it up for sale. Are you ready to listen to the figures of this house? When the rapper first purchased this house in 2003, he got it for a whopping amount of $4.75 million. Over the years, the value of his property increased to a significant amount, to the point where people started calling it his $100 million mansion. But Eminem did something very mysterious that the real estate industry fails to understand. In 2017, he listed the house for sale for just $2 million. So this was a huge loss for him as he got the property for twice that amount, and with its increased value, he could have sold it for much more. Talking about his mansion, it's 17,000 square feet. It's so huge that it's like a mini world in itself. You'd be surprised when you'll hear all the things this house has. But wait, let me just tell you a little bit about the history of this mansion. So you might also hear people call this the Kmart Mansion, and that's because it was formerly owned by the chairman of Kmart, Charles Conway, who had to sell his place to Eminem because of his own poor business dealings that led Kmart to bankruptcy. So eventually Eminem ended up getting his hands on this house where he lived on an on and off basis. The mansion has all one can wish for, because if you look at its aerial view, you'll see that it has way too many rooftops, which means that it's pretty huge to have so many different areas. Talking about the safety and security of this house, you'll be amazed over the amount Eminem ended up spending on the security at the house. There's a different building in the compound made especially for guards and the monitors of all the surveillance and CCTV cameras. The boundaries and walls of the house are lined with a special fence so that there's an entire system that works for the safety of Eminem and his family or guests that live in the house. So it's pretty hard for someone to break into the house unless it's the Money Heist Squad. Moreover, if we look at the entrance to the house, it has an amazingly extravagant fountain in the driveway that just welcomes you in. And just by the way, the driveway is as gorgeous as you can imagine, just like fairy tale palaces. Once you're in and through the driveway, you're welcomed by an amazing wooden entrance that's been carved with intricate and delicate finishings. This entrance alone is worth thousands of dollars, but for a man with such a whopping net worth, I guess a couple of $1,000s is near nothing, right? Let's move on to all the activities and luxuries that this house has. Starting with the swimming pool that isn't just a regular pool. In fact, it has an internal temperature control system, so even if it's freezing cold outside, you can hop in for a nice warm water swim. Next up, we have a fully equipped tennis court and some regular recreation activities like a sports room and a cinema room or home theater. But here something's different and special, or you could say something that sells. So this place has a private pond inside its boundaries, and I'm guessing it has those pretty fish in there as well. The pond is a perfect spot for some evening relaxation and some inspiration for that next album. And since Eminem is a top-rated celebrity, he has all the luxurious cars one could possibly wish for. And to keep them safe and nice, the rapper surely needs a huge enough space, right? Well, it turns out that this house has it all. It has a huge garage. It takes up about 1/3 of the mansion where all of Eminem's amazing cars are parked. This dream house is one all could ever have wanted, and we still don't get why Eminem had to sell it just like that. You see, Eminem, being one of the most famous and well-known celebrities, might have some celebrity guests, right? Well, this house is fully equipped to cater to celebrity guests with its guest house that has an entirely different building with separate bedrooms, bathrooms, and even a game room with table tennis and snooker. I guess Eminem's mansion passes the hospitality test. However, if you're thinking that this is the only place that Eminem owns, let me tell you that that's not the case. The main residence of Eminem was once his Clinton Township house, which is just as good as this mansion, only a little smaller when it comes to overall area. His Clinton Township house was constructed back in 1996 with 8,900 square feet of living space. Eminem has spent most of his time in this house, and that's where he's had many of his awards and achievements, and it's fair enough to say that he has an emotional attachment to this place. Today, the cost of Eminem's Clinton Township house is estimated to be around $1.7 million in the real estate market. The house has 4 huge suites and a master bedroom and around 6 huge bathrooms. With such a huge living area, this place was also listed for sale in April 2018 for just under $1.5 million, but later they decided to reduce the amount to just under $1.4 million in May of the same year. But wait, this all has been about the houses Eminem's owned in recent years. Did you know that his old house where he grew up is now for sale, but it's in a condition that not most people would want to purchase it? Moreover, the location of his old house in Detroit is somewhat shady, with more of the houses in the area kind of run down. The house has been abandoned for years, and the famous rapper himself hasn't even visited or stayed in the place ever since he left it for his journey in the hip-hop world. People have been bidding on Eminem's old house as it's been up for auction through the Michigan Land Bank. The house had an offer price of $1 million, and even though there isn't much in the house for $1 million, it's still the sentimental value of being the childhood home of a world-class artist. Even though this place is mostly empty and abandoned, organizations have been trying to revive the dead area and bring it to life by renovating the streets and houses so that the place is good enough for people to move in. I mean, who would want to leave a place where a legend grew up to rot, right? And moving on to the real estate possessions of Eminem, we all know that his daughter Haley Jade has grown up into an amazing woman, and she is all set and independent. After Eminem's divorce, the family ended up being apart from each other, and even though Eminem took his part in the entire parenting phase, his eldest daughter still prefers to stay away with her very loving boyfriend in an amazing mansion that we've got some details about. The house that she lives in with her boyfriend is surely something you'd want to get your hands on. The famous star kid has been a popular name on social media, and there are a few pictures of her house here and there that give us a clear idea of how amazing everything on the inside might be. Since the place is huge, there's obviously a pool, a garage for all the luxurious cars, amazing elevation and interior and whatnot. Now, we're not sure if Haley purchased the place herself or if Eminem got it for her, but either way, it's under the possession of this amazing father-daughter duo, and therefore, it wouldn't be wrong to say that this house alone probably costs around $1 million. It's in one of the most posh locations, and that alone is the biggest factor of its ever-increasing value. People all around the world, and especially real estate experts, always have the opinion of Eminem making bad decisions when it comes to purchasing and selling homes. We don't know how much truth there is to that statement by judging on what we know so far. Did he make a bad choice by selling his $100 million gold mansion for just $2 million, when in reality, the place had much more worth and value? No one knows what his intentions were behind this absurd decision, but he obviously might have had his reasons. Either way, we still love the artist dearly, and we can't wait for him to drop some new hot stuff. Alright guys, this brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments below what you think about Eminem's decision in selling his multi-million-dollar mansion for such a low price. Oh, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Stay safe.